The Chinese Project. The Baby Without Bones horrifying medical mystery. A rainy night in Chengdu. In the old motel room, a doctor who was murdered with horrified eyes. Next to him was a baby crawling, but strangely, it doesn't have bones. NRA case. It's a hidden experiment, and a truth that makes people shiver. Welcome to The Verdict, where we discover the most mysterious cases together. The world of Norm's dragging tired legs through the dark hallway of the inn. The dim street lights flashed. The old wall paints shaky shadows. You shiver tonight. The wind was unusually cold, bringing a sense of insecurity. Slip into the flesh. Shaking hands. Put the key into the lock. The door is creaking open. The small room is still dark. There's just a faint light from the window. On the bed in the corner of the room. But the next second, the heart stopped beating. In bed, a man lies motionless, eyes glaring straight at the ceiling. His face was contorted and stiff, as if he had died in utter terror. There are small stab wounds on the neck, little blood leaking out on a white bed. But what makes the Norm almost scream again? It's not a dead body. It's what's next to it, a newborn baby. It doesn't cry. It doesn't make any sound. Its body is abnormally limp. It's as if there's no bone inside, pale skin wrapped in loose muscle fibers. And it's crawling. In some way, even without bones. Baby still inching little by little on the bed. Gabble. Dyed with blood, leaving translucent wet streaks. A shiver running down the standard spine. Her legs are petrified. Her throat is choking hard. A primitive sense of terror, choking her chest, force you to step back. The back door was still open, but she didn't dare turn around. The next second she screamed. High-pitched sound ripped apart the quiet atmosphere of the hostel. Hurried footsteps echoing from the hallway. Then the knock on the door. The neighbors panicked. The flashlight illuminated the room, but no one dared to enter. 15 minutes later, the police arrived. The police entered the scene with a thoughtful face. Is a veteran investigator. You've seen countless cases, the horrible Project S, but the sight in front of him still made him frown. The body of a 32-year-old. The surgeon lies still in bed. The face remained terrified. It's as if he saw something terrible. Just before death, the baby with no bones was carried out of the room. Two medical staff struggling to check, but AI is also confused. Have you ever seen anything like this? A young police officer swallows con in a whisper, asking his colleague. No one answered. He bent down and looked at the hand of the Buddha. He's got scratches on his nails. It's like trying to hold on to something. In the midst of despair, the stab wound to the neck was too small to be immediately fatal. So what's the real reason? He glanced at the phone on the nightstand. The screen is still lit. A message has not been completely sent. The invisible mother. Help me. What does that mean? At the right time, a coroner came up in a suspicious voice. The chief has something very strange. What do you ask? Eyes still glued to the corpse. We checked the baby. It's completely boneless. It's not a break or a birth defect. It's that there's no sign of any bone structure in the body. A cold wind rushed through the door. She looked at the soft baby in the arms of the medical staff. It still doesn't cry. No reaction. Only eyes as big as two bottomless chasms, staring at you. A sense of insecurity rises up in my heart. This case is not simple. He stood in front of the autopsy table. The pale white light flashed. His thoughtful face. The cold room, echoing the deflected pen on the coroner's transcript. In the middle of the room, the body of the Buddha lay motionless, skin pale as wax. The little stab wounds on the neck are still bleeding. The forensics doctor slowly flipped over the covering cloth, pointing to the victim's chest. No signs of bruising or any external force fracture. But the strange thing is, he's holding a cylinder, sucking some fluid from muscle tissue, and held it up in front of the light. This body no longer has normal bone structure. Save tight frown. What do you mean? The coroner sighed and pushed the glasses up the bridge of the nose. He simply said that his skeletal system had disintegrated. The bone tissue is not intact. Instead, it's a liquid of unknown composition. It's not a natural decomposition process. Keep quiet. The human body cannot lose bone within a few hours after death, unless it's the effect of a very powerful chemical. There's a compound in the victim's blood. The forensic doctor continued. We've sent samples for testing, but from what I saw at the beginning, it's a synthetic form of peptide. It could be a special enzyme that melts bones, but still retain the soft tissues. If so, what's the cause of death? It's probably anaphylactic shock. His body reacts violently to this substance, leading to acute heart failure. Save slippery hands tapping on the metal table. A surgeon. died of a chemical that melts bones, coincidentally instead, to appear with a child without bones. This can't be a regular murder. Back to the police department. Lao Zi sat down at the desk. View the profile of the Buddha. In addition to being a good surgeon, he was also a researcher at a research center. Medical reputation, specializing in reconstructive surgery and bone transplantation. A doctor who studies bone regeneration. He died from losing his entire skeleton. This is not a coincidence. Turn on the computer to open the victim's phone. The last message was still there and couldn't be sent. The invisible mother. Help me. The mother of Faceless. This name is not in the phone book. Check your contact list and message history. There wasn't any conversation involved, but digging deeper into the deleted data, the technician recovered some old messages. Weeks ago, I've contacted someone with a code name, just like this name. The message was short but mysterious. I know the truth. Let me see the child. I want to make it right. It's my fault. Tell me if she's alive or not. She's not responding to all her messages. Zach leaned on the chair, stringing the data. The Buddha seems to be looking for that AI. It could be some kid, but if so, why did he die? As soon as you send a message for help, there's a truth that's being hidden. Save the decision. Learn more about the research project that the Buddha used to participate in. One of the hospital's internal documents recorded a special study on bone tissue regeneration with advanced biotechnology. This project was suspended 3 months ago. The reason for closing the case is an ethical issue and unintended consequences. There's a short note below. Test 7 failed. Subjects without bones. A shiver that runs along the spine of Liu Zi. The baby had no bones that they found in the boardroom. Related to this experiment, SAO. If so, who's the child's mother? And more importantly, the AI that killed him. The clues are coming out, but every time I think I'm close to the truth, there's another layer of fog that covers it all. Liu Zi stood in front of the Iron Gate of Kikong Institute of Biological Studies, 3-story building located deep in the dense campus, surrounded by high walls. The climbing rope covered the old window sign. Since the project was suspended, this place has been abandoned. There are only a few security guards. We have no right to be here without a warrant. The police officer, the child with him, speaks with a somewhat apprehensive voice. Liu Zi did not respond by showing a file. There's a red sign on it, allowing police access to old project documents. He pushed the door in. It's dark inside, and the smell of mold is on my nose. The flashlight sweeping through the long hallway. The smoke is shining on the whiteboards. Notes of complex medical terms. The lab is at the end of the hallway. The door is locked, but it's not a big deal. A strong push on the door that burst out to reveal a room. Scattering of unfinished medical documents and equipment. In the middle of the table, there's a thick file waiting. The dust on the cover keeps it tight. It takes a lot of effort to read the title. Bone Tissue Regeneration Experiments of Newborn Subjects. He turned every page. Every page is a knife. It cuts into your consciousness. The experiment started almost a year ago. The goal is to make an enzyme can regenerate bone tissue for patients with serious injury. But in some cases, the enzyme doesn't just act on damaged bone tissue. It also destroys the entire skeletal system in the body. There's a name in the test list that's crossed out in red. Object code 03. Faceless next to an ultrasound photo. Lao Trach felt her chest tighten. It's a fetus without bones. The name of the tomb appears for the first time in a page of notes. She used to be an infertile patient. Participate in the artificial insemination program of the Research Institute. But after 3 months of pregnancy, the doctor found that the fetus developed abnormally. There's no bone structure. According to the preamble, signed an agreement, agreed to let the institute monitor her pregnancy in the hope of saving the child. But by the 8th month, she disappeared with the baby. Since then, the entire project has been suspended. Take a deep breath. So the boneless child that they found in the motel room, it's the baby in this study. But that also means that the victim is not an innocent victim. He's one of the manipulators. The whole experiment. When the police find the location of the tomb, the apartment was closed from the inside. They broke the lock. And the vision in front of us is mind-boggling. It's lying motionless on the floor, a rope wrapped around her neck. Your body is cold, eyes widened helplessly looking at the ceiling. Next to her a crumpled piece of paper. Crumpled. He stole my son. I just take back what belongs to me. There's a crib inside the apartment, but the child in there is perfectly normal. A little girl with dark eyes, pink skin is sleeping, looking from the body to the baby. There's something wrong. According to the data, the pterygium has no bones, but this child is perfectly healthy. He bent down, checked for a faint bruise on the child's wrist. His heart sank. This is not the guinea pig. She swapped the two kids. The last clue lights up. It's like a complete puzzle. The desert was desperate. Please pray for the return of your child. But he was mean. Maybe it's because the baby has no bones, of special research value, or for some reason he couldn't reveal it. She had only one way to kill him herself. Take back your child. But what Liu Zi doesn't understand is that at the last SAO, she didn't keep her own baby, but instead, adopting another child. Let's have another secret. There is a secret. It's more terrifying than anything you ever imagined. He sits in the dark office. The streetlight flashed through the window, cast shadows of faint stripes on a messy desk. Documents about the case in front of him. I photographed the scene. Autopsy report. Pages of notes from the lab. It's all about a cold truth. The devil is not behind everything. She's just a desperate mother to get caught up in an inhuman experiment. And finally, end it by hand. Who destroyed his life? But there's still something wrong. He took a picture of the baby without bones. Photo of the child crawling on GA bed. The blood of the devil haunts you. A child with no bones. You can't move that way. It's probably just a limp body mass. Can't quit on its own. Can't move a little bit, as the witnesses described, unless a terrifying thought crosses your mind. Are you sure? He asked in a deep voice. The forensics doctor across the street nods. We ran the child's tissue sample again. It's a very strange thing about its biology, even though there are no bones, but its muscle bundles, growing in an unusual way. They're able to contract and move almost independently, without the support of the skeleton. Liu Tizi frowned. What do you mean? The forensic doctor sighed. Say simply, biologically, it's not entirely human. The room became suffocating, silent. The human body cannot function without bones. The doctor continued. But if an organism is modified to have a special muscle system, can create temporary joints on their own, it can move even without a skeleton. A shiver that runs along the spine of Liu Zi. He remembered the way the baby crawled on the bed, the blur it left behind. No one paid attention to that at the time. The doctor bent over and turned a page of reports. And one more thing. Its genetic code shows signs of being altered. Trach's heart slows down. Change is not a natural mutation. That AI interfered with its genes, right from the embryonic stage. It's an experiment. The brain is not just being used. She gave birth to a child no longer. It's the original human. And the Buddha is not just a doctor. He's a guy who's crossed the taboo line of medicine, transforming people in irreversible ways. That night, he returned to the cell where the baby was being held, for medical examination. The quiet room. Only a pale yellow light fell on the little cradle. The child lying there still did not cry, just wide open, black eyes driving up to the ceiling. He slowly approached, a sense of insecurity creeping in every breath. Suddenly the baby moved. It's not startled, like other babies. It's a deliberate movement. It's lifting an arm slowly in control. And then one leg of Liu Zi held his breath. There's a calculation in every movement. It's too perfect. Control. Then a newborn child. The baby turned his head. His dark eyes touched his gaze. And it smiles. A smile should not appear on the face of an organism less than a month old. Trach's heart tightened. Maybe this case isn't just a crime. It's the beginning of something even more terrifying.